is the pro and the hack. We're in the Dinosaur room at Mission Hills. And as soon as I said Dinosaur, did you notice the screen amplified her name?
It's like we got Dinah right there.
I know. And this is our podcast about the world of golf from as many different angles as we can come up with. Well, I was living in D.C., and there was a 9-hole course just down the street. And I was kind of isolated, and this is a game you can play alone, too, and you can work on it alone.
Absolutely.
It's always better to play with golf buddies, but I was alone, and I would take in those days, I'd take a Titleist and a Callaway and a Schwixon, and I would play the balls against each other, by myself. I did 3 shots on every hole. And then I'd chart, which ball won that day.
Nice. Nice.
It's a game, and Trevino talks about this a lot, about the isolation. Hogan talked about it. These great players in those days, they weren't social butterflies.
No. Okay? Golf is a very lonely game, especially in the competitive world.
Yes, I would say that's absolutely true. But there's nothing like it. Nothing like it at all. And so congratulations to Mr. Coyben, and we'll see how this...
Look forward to seeing him.
Yeah. And Scotty Scheffler, I mean, he was pouring it on there at the end.
He was pouring it on. Jackson even mentioned comments about crowd. Scotty's coming. Scotty's coming.
They were telling him that.
He handled that so well. And what he did is he wrote down, and I got to double check exactly what that was, but he wrote down 3 words on his glove.
What you have written on it and how that speaks to the mindset and the way you plan to attack out here on the PGA Tour.
All right, confidence and trust, and then dominate. Dominate's a word I came up with in college because I just want to go see how good I can play. And kind of came up with it with my short game coach, Josh Gregory, and it helped me a lot with my mindset in college golf this year, and I just kept doing it.
It's a psychological game.
And it's absolutely amazing.
As much as a physical game. Because you've made all these swings at that level. I'm talking about the professional touring level, which is here, and, club members are here. Daily fee guys are just right there. And, you have to have that for an understanding. It grows inside you. It really does. The love of the game grows inside you. And because it can be played with family.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
your brothers,
your
grandparents, your buddy next door, your uncles.
Your uncles,
That's right.
Your kids. There's a great commercial running that kills me every time I see it. It's like a letter. They show the father and the daughter out there.
Oh yeah.
And
it got me. Yeah.
And he says, "Thank you for playing with me."
Yeah.
Some of the greatest moments, in your memory bank are playing golf with your father.
Yeah.
And that's why the U.S. Open kills you. Father's Day.
Right.
I don't care how tough you are. I really don't care how tough you are. You're walking up that 18th green with a 10-stroke lead in the U.S. Open. All you're thinking about is your father on Father's Day. And if you're lucky, he's there.
Yeah.
And to see those.
They are.
Yeah, they are. Well said there, Mr. Molso.
Oh, that's fantastic, Coachy. Earlier, we asked a trivia question.
Yeah.
How about we give that answer? Let's again.
Well, who else could it be?
Wow.
It's not the best Ryder Cup record. Frankly.
No.
It's a pretty good one, though.
It's amazing, though.
He lost 8 times. Do you think those guys remember?
No.
Did they beat Nicklaus in the Ryder Cup?
That. Absolutely.
Yeah,
outstanding 17-8-3 Ryder Cup record, Mr. Jack Nicklaus.
Well, look, Mr. Jack Nicklaus, and this is why we need to get back to civility in this game, in international events, and in every event. Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player says this, and he says it with affection.
Yeah,
is the greatest loser that ever lived. Now, when you hear that, you're like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "No, I don't mean it like that. You watch what happened when Watson made the putt in that Battle of the Sun there. First thing Nicholas did was walked up and put his arm around him, and off they walked.
Yeah.
You got me.
Yep.
Okay. The open at Pebble.
Yeah.
When Watson chipped it.
Well, after bogeying 16, I knew at that time I was now tied with Jack. Now I knew what I had to do. I stood up in the tee and I had a 2-iron in my hand. I was pretty confident about hitting the ball solidly, but I turned it over.
Yep.
And I walked off the tee and I muttered to Bruce and I said, "That's dead." And Bruce, when I made that comment, I said, "Come on, let's get it up and down. Come on." But my ball was actually, you could see it, but it was down in the grass, probably 3 or 4 inches, something like that. But it wasn't at a gnarly line. At least I could get the club face underneath the ball. Typical Pebble Beach back in those days, if you missed the green, not in the bunkers, you'd be hitting off downslopes. And I practiced that shot. I picked the sandwich out of the bag, and Bruce said to me, he said, "Get it close." And I said, "Get it close, hell, I'm going to hold it." And I took dead aim.
Looks good. Done. Looks good. Do you believe it? Do you?
Finally, after I started running, I pointed back to him and I said, "See, I told you so."
Had an opportunity to meet him a handful of times. Met him a couple times too at the National Golf Club in Kansas City, which is his course when they had the champions.
Well, he's
out
the
there.
pride of Kansas,
and he's just,
come on.
I mean, just an absolute fabulous
Gentleman.
fabulous.
Absolutely.
I mean, poster child of the game.
Yeah, and when you talk to these guys, like Johnny Miller is one of the great chroniclers
Mm-hmm.
of the history of golf. He said, "Look, when I got on this tour, none of these guys talked to me.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Floyd wouldn't talk to me. He goes, he'd look at me, stare at me. He wasn't interested.
It's like you got to earn the spot.
You got to earn the spot.
Yeah.
Because there's not a nicer guy than Ray Floyd off the golf course. But he's not, he's not there to shake hands.
No.
He's there to beat your brains out.
That's right. That's exactly right.
and that was their attitude in those days because the money wasn't, you weren't a comfortable multimillionaire.
No.
Because you won 5 times on tour.
Right.
In those days, you were grinding out a living.
Mm-hmm.
And as we talked to Sandra,
Yeah.
Her first prize was $8,000 or $4,000.
The one she won.
Yeah, the one she won.
Yeah.
So,
or how about Sherry Steinhauer
and Sherry
hollering
Steinhauer
back, "I won $750."
Yeah. Well, look. By the way, I'm glad you mentioned that. In our last edition, we had the great pleasure of talking to, really, if I had to pick one favorite personality from my experience as the starter and living here around Rancho Mirage, was Sherry Steinhauer.
Yeah.
She had a great attitude and was so friendly and so kind to everybody. And I just think she gets gypped on these British Open championships. I don't care who knows it.
Mm-hmm.
If you win the British Open, that's a major championship. I don't care if it was called a major championship or not. And for some reason, the LPGA Tour just decided, after she won back-to-back British Open champions, that a couple of years later, they're going to start to call it a major.
Mm-hmm.
Courses were the same.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure was the same.
Mm-hmm.
You had to travel the distance the same.
Mm-hmm.
And she won 3, and including back-to-back, which how many people have won the Open Championship back-to-back? Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Oh,
Again.
another one to look up.
Again, more questions than answers on Pro in the Hack. That's what we do here. We ask the questions, you Google the answer.
That's right. Look them up. And I tell you what, we got the top 10. We were talking about all those players we love. I tell you what, I got the list from Golf Digest here. We got the top 10 most hated golfers on tour.
This is an amazing, this is risky business for Golf Digest.
It has the highest charity donations
Without
every year.
any question. Without any question. Multiple millions of dollars.
2025. How much do you think the PGA Tour contributed?
To different charities?
And all across all co-sanctioned tours.
It's got to be $100 million.
Oh, you're not even close.
Not even close. How about that?
$4 billion.
$4 billion.
Outweighs the NFL, any others combined.
Well, that was the genius of the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're going to come into your town, we're going to raise money for charities.
Yeah.
We don't need the money.
No. Look at what they've done with Detroit.
Oh.
This week at the Rocket.
Oh. Look what they did here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, to be honest, I think that the Coachella Valley, where we live here, if you're out of state, used to call it Palm Springs area. Now you call it the Coachella area
Valley,
because of the concerts. But we helped build those tours on television. Bob Hope had a lot to do with the success of the PGA Tour by putting it on television. And, his Chrysler or Chevrolet or, whoever was the sponsor. Chevrolet was a big sponsor for Dinah Shore. Dinah Shore built what is now the LPGA with this tournament. Nobody was going to U.S. Women's Opens or, with all due respect, they get a crowd, but they wouldn't get the crowds they get today. And it's because of us here in this Coachella Valley.
And thank goodness for Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra for
had
developing the beverage cart.
They invented
Hello.
the beverage cart. Hello? Where would we be without the beverage cart?
Right.
No? Where's Joe?
Yep.
Joe Daniels out there.
Right. Or we wouldn't have a T-Bird without Thunderbird Country Club.
That's exactly right. And so we, I think, have been a little bit disrespected by the LPGA Tour. And I that may be a controversial statement, but I'm going to make it anyway. They should never taken that major from here, ever, no matter what the money situation was, in my view. Now, I get what Chevron was trying to do. They wanted to sponsor.
Well, they bring it back
They
to
wanted
their
to have
home.
it in
Yep.
Texas. But there's plenty of tournaments in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
But this thing was special. This was the first. Used to drive me crazy when Golf Channel experts would say, well, the Masters coming up, the first major of the year. No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
The second major. This is the first major right here. And, I just think it doesn't, it didn't get the respect it deserved. And
I sure hope we can get that spark back and bring those ladies back here. I know we got the Epson here, but we got to get that LPGA back here.
Yeah, or even, I have difficulty even saying the senior women, but because they should call. Why don't they call that the Champions Tour, the Women's Champion?
Now we do have it, and we've been in contact with some of the legends, Patty Sheehan, Sandra, all of that, and we are trying to get not necessarily a tournament, but something even here at the club, and bring all of those legends of the PGA.
Well, I hope you.
Together.
I hope if you need a starter, you'll know who to call.
God, there's only one. Just ask Sherry.
As Sherry Steinhauer was kind enough to say.
All right, Coach, let's get back to that top hated, most hated golfers, our top 10.
Hated by who? By the rest of the tour?
No,
This a poll?
it's just kind of a poll, and some of these might be surprises, but it's just kind of a poll. And, you tell us what you think.
Well, so one of the things that drives other pros crazy is pace of play.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And just looking at the top name I'm looking at right there, that's an issue right there.
You may disagree on some of it.
So Terrell
Hatton, number 10.
Hatton is number 10. Now, he's going to read this. I mean, I know he reads Golf Digest. I can't wait to see who number 1 is. And he's going to say to himself, I better, maybe I'll work harder on it. I mean, it's not just your golf swing that you got to work harder at. It's your personality.
And the thing is, Stu, and that's exactly right. Here where it's like Hatton makes headlines every time he plays. Well, he just has antics, maybe a little outburst, that kind of thing. So everybody gets. Well, that's the impersonation that everybody gets. Doesn't mean that that's the way he is.
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know the guy.
No, but when he's out there, he gets hot with himself.
Right.
And
so it's kind of what they're basing everything on
and
as well.
We should always remember they're playing. Golf is a different game.
Number 9, Billy Herschel. Surprise. You think?
Herschel, I'm not really surprised. He's got a little arrogant streak about him. I get it. He's good. First of all, these guys, you have to understand too. You've got to have to compete at this level. A little bit of arrogance.
Oh yeah, it comes across as arrogance. When you meet these guys, especially if you work with these, it's confidence. And there's a separation.
Slim line between confidence and arrogance. There is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the object and the people are attracted to the people who err on the side of confidence.
Yes.
Not arrogance.
Exactly.
But, you better be arrogant in your own head if you're going to play against Dave Mulso. Okay?
Sergio. Now, that one doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me. He's an arrogant cuss. He's a hell of a player, though.
Heck of a player.
And,
yep.
But he's got a temper. He's from Europe.
Mm-hmm.
He's Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Ballesteros had a temper.
Absolutely.
They all.
John Rahm.
John Rahm is a guy. Another guy. He might be on that list.
He might be here, but
But
again,
Sergio, I'll tell you what, though, man.
He's got. He can back it up.
So.
Number 7, Matt Kuchar.
Now that's a shock to me.
You know what took him to the list?
What?
Is what he did down in Mexico.
What did he do?
He had brought on a caddy from there, local.
Yeah.
And he halfway stiffed him.
He stiffed a caddy.
And that was nearly 10 years ago.
But he hasn't lived it down yet.
They haven't. Fans don't forget.
So, but Kuchar, who I haven't met, is a dream of a kid.
Seems like a
but
great
you
guy.
can't stiff the caddy because the caddies run the show.
That's right.
And I learned that.
That was a local guy, and they raised holy heck about it.
I can imagine.
Like I said, fans don't forget. All right, number 6, Patrick Cantlay.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
First of all, he's too slow. He's almost arrogantly slow.
And that's what they're saying. A slow play. 2023 Ryder Cup had a big impact on the ranking. Again, golf fans don't forget. 5. Oh,
Philly dog.
Phil Mickelson.
I have so much mixed emotions. I'm not upset at Phil for going to live.
No.
I know a lot of people are. I'm not.
No.
He proved he made his bones on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
He was the second best player of his generation.
Yeah.
And you can't hold it against him that he happened to be grown up at the same time Tiger Woods was.
No.
He won his first tournament in Phoenix as an amateur.
Yeah.
How many times does that happen on tour? Not many.
No, not many.
And,
oh, man. And then here, I don't know. Again, I don't know the guy, but Wyndham Clark.
I'm
number
surprised
4.
at that. I really don't know what the issue is. Wyndham. He's, look, some guys are not as loquacious as others. He's not a big talker, but he could play. He's a U.S. Open champion and a guy that knows how to win on the PGA Tour. What are their reasons?
Well, it says here if you've been asked us during the U.S. Open week, we would have expected him to land at number 1 on the list. The way he was treated by American golf fans at our country's national championship is still tough to believe.
Yes, it was. I totally agree with that.
Absolutely.
It's not his fault that he's playing against Scheffler, who gets all the love. And I like Scotty. In fact, I love him. I don't know what the issue with Wyndham is.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
really
a fine player, and there's no terrible stories.
No,
about it.
I don't agree with
I am
last one.
in such. Oh, I'm
number 3.
I'm opposed to this whole list.
I know it. It's crazy.
This is a debate.
Number 3, Rory.
Rory.
This one is very tough to believe.
And what is the reason?
Well, it says he seems to be beloved by most golf fans.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's third hated on the golfer in the world is one we doubt.
Yeah, I would doubt that very
much.
First of all, he's got a baby face.
They interviewed 750 golfers for this survey.
Pro golfers or just golfers?
Just golfers.
Okay.
Just natural.
Well, then it's probably Americans that they interviewed.
Yeah, and it doesn't specify or anything like that.
So they don't like him because he beats us like a drum whenever he feels like it.
So. All right, number 2. Old Bryson DeChambeau.
I love the guy. Why am I on the outs with Golf Digest golfers, man? How can you not love Bryson DeChambeau? Look, as you know, David, you have, like I said, you want to compete with these guys, you got to have some arrogance.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
And DeChambeau have some arrogance.
Oh, he's got a little bit.
But he's a U.S. Open winner.
That's right. He can back it up.
He can back it up.
Now, some of the antics here last time, like at Pinehurst on a U.S. Open win, here just not too long ago with the ruling.
Yeah, that was an issue. That's an issue.
They're not doing press interviews, that kind of thing.
I mean, this is I'm glad you brought the ruling up because, look, the official has a right, as they see it, to call it. And I don't think it was as apparent as DeChambeau haters wanted to say.
Right.
But he got behind the ball. And if you're going to, you gotta look where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to step back. Now you're in the fescue.
Mm-hmm.
When you step back in fescue, you're going to compress it.
Right.
And you're going to improve your lie.
Yeah.
There's no way you can't.
Yeah.
There's no way you can't improve your lie in fescue by walking in to hit your ball. I mean, if you're going to you have to be able to see where you're going from behind the ball.
Yeah, you got to move around.
You got to move around, and he did. And
one thing about it, though, it's good entertainment.
He is an entertaining guy.
Yeah,
and not to get political, but he's a good buddy of the president's, and the video of them two playing 18 is so amazing.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool. Now, this is another one that I'm looking over your shoulder to see number one, and he's another guy I love.
Can you guess out there before I tell you? Can who? All right, in your
number
mind,
one most hated golfer on tour?
Patrick Reed.
It's Patrick Reed, and I'm sorry to hear that because I love this guy too, because this is Mr. America.
It says it right here. Captain America has always been a villain, and we sneakily love him for it.
I love him for it. I do. You want to take him on in a Ryder Cup match?
No.
I don't. There's something, but now he had an issue. I'm not sure if it was from his amateur days or early on in his pro career, where there was a scoring question as to whether or not.
Well, they had a scoring question that he had a issue when he was in a bunker at one point. Just all kinds of little things like that.
Well, I've heard like my dear friend Dennis Pogue, who was the head pro at Indian Canes for many years. He was telling me he's playing a tournament, one of his first tournaments in Southern California, and the guy he's playing with, he hit it out of bounds, and so Dennis hit his down the middle, and he's walking up, and the guy goes up outside the line, hits his second shot. And Dennis goes, "Wasn't that out of bounds?" And the guy goes, "Not out of bounds now, is it?" So the rule of thumb is that you're there as a player to protect the field. Sometimes you need to protect it from you.
All right.
So.
And here's an interesting statement that they have on the very last sentence. We need both Bryson and Patrick back for the next Ryder Cup team. No you agree with that?
I certainly do. Well, this is this whole live thing, because both of them, went to live.
Yeah.
And what always annoyed me is the reaction by the hoi polloi, okay? Like Rory McIlroy, all due respect, okay? He started out on the European tour, did he not? And he came to America, turned his back on the European tour to play here. Why? Scrajol.
Right.
A lot more money over here.
That's right.
Now, he's had his wins. Completed the career Grand Slam. He's one of the greatest golfers that's ever lived.
Absolutely.
He's fairly secure in his cashola. So it didn't interest him. Bravo. Good for him.
Yeah.
But, a lot of these other guys were like being offered generational money.
Oh, yeah.
Generational money. And I thought that the commissioner of the PGA Tour handled it, in my view, very poorly. The problem is that in the tour office, they're listening to the commentators on Golf Channel, not the Golf Channel, Golf Channel. And Brandel Chambly, in my view, is a problem, in my view, for the tour and for the broadcast team. I think he's obnoxious and is unfair to players that disagree with his positions. That's just my opinion. I'm not a Brandel Chambly guy.
Well, it's going to get awfully interesting. You talk about the money and all of that. We'll see. We've talked briefly on the 2027 schedule. It's going to change up even more the way it sounds in 2028. We'll see with the new CEO, Tiger Woods. They've got a few other players.
Yeah, Tiger's on the scheduling committee. Can you imagine that?
He
should be. He should be on any committee he wants to be on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we've got a few other
businessmen
that are on it.
Here's my one question for you about Tiger. Tiger Woods is tied for the most wins in the history of the PGA Tour with the legendary Samuel Jackson Snead. Okay. Can he win one more?
No.
Why doesn't he show up at this event in Minnesota or in Puerto Rico or somewhere where he could just get one more against a little bit less?
I don't think he can. I don't physically think he can. Keep in mind, you got to walk.
Well, we've seen this a few times, Dave. Okay, we've seen him. He's done. We've seen him come back and win.
Well, yeah.
Championship.
Yeah, right.
He's not. He's not. He's not. He's not 100% human.
Right.
He's so good.
I'd love to be, just to talk with the guy, but I don't know the guy. I haven't met the guy. But from what you hear, I'm going to say it's just physically impossible.
Yeah, it's a shame and it just shows you how amazing both Sam Snead was. Now, a lot of those wins, Sam was in the service.
Mm-hmm.
He was a golfer in the service, served his country well, and would give clinics to guys in the Army.
Yep.
And a lot of times, not to diminish what Snead or who's the other guy from Texas with Hogan that had this tournament for many years?
Byron.
Mm-hmm. Not to diminish that, but a lot of the guys that were players were in the war.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And those guys were not.
Mm-hmm.
And which is, neither here nor there, except to say that a lot of those wins.
Well, with his, Byron's 11 straight, yeah, there was a lot of guys serving.
Yeah, there was a lot of
But
guys.
it just goes to show how dominant he really was.
Well, yeah, 11 in a row.
Yeah, 13 wins in a
Can you
year.
imagine? Can you imagine if we ever see anything like that again?
I doubt
Can you imagine if Koivu rolls 10 in a row?
Are you kidding? Well, go get him. Give her a try. Go get him.
Go ahead, man. We're all watching.
Absolutely. Well, Coachy, love it as usual.
Great time.
It's always a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much again, everybody. Be sure to subscribe, follow, like us out there.
And subscribe.
And we love the comments. Keep them coming. We're going to have some more comments here on our next show. And again,
we'll
really
be
appreciate
back on
you.
Friday.
Love it.
Keep your eyes open for the pro and the hack. Peace.
Take care.
With host, the pro, and the hack. One's got charts set and a game plan. One's got coffee on their shirt. One's quoting data, one's guessing. Somehow it still kind of works. With host, the pro and the hack. Breaking it down, then laughing it back. One's got the play, one runs off track. You'll learn a thing or two and love the way they clash with the pro and the hack.